Righto, good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, spectators, competitors. We're just about to, we're going to get underway here shortly with the final for this Dash for Cash. The Palomino Jewels Dash for Cash ladies camp draft here, finalists. So what we're going to do, we're just going to run through, we're going to introduce each and every one of these lovely ladies and their horses. They're going to enter the arena. We're going to do an introduction ceremony, followed by the draft itself, and then we will have the actual presentation of the winners and place getters. But a big thank you to the not only the Willinga team, and as we mentioned all the way through, the Palomino Jewels as well, for proudly sponsoring and partnering us with some of the trophies of this particular event. I tell you what, you'll want a good carry bag to carry the trophies. There will be a very nice big cheque for $6,500 here. With the prize money here, you will get a buckle, you get the garland, you get a rug, and you also get a very, very nice jewel from Palomino's Jewels. It's an 18-carat solid white and rose gold pendant in the form of a Hereford steer, as we've seen go around here all weekend. It's set on a 45-centimetre fine 18-carat solid white gold trace link chain. The Hereford steer is set with a pair of a small, round, brilliant cut black diamonds for eyes. The pendant's entirely designed and been made here in Australia exclusively for the ladies' Dash for Cash by the Palomino Jewels, ladies and gentlemen. So what a prize gift from all the sponsors throughout here through the weekend, with the cash, the buckles, and the trophies as well. So a big thank you very much to all of our sponsors, but in this particular occasion, Palomino Jewels for partnering with us, and a big thank you to David Ben, the director of Palomino Jewels. So David, at the conclusion of this, can you come down, mate? We're going to do a presentation at the conclusion of this, but just here in a moment, we will proceed with an introduction to the riders and their horses of this particular final of the ladies Palomino Jewels Dash for Cash.
I think one of the aspects of the competition also, Gavin, is the $6,500 prize money to the winner of this competition, and there's only about 3 to 4 points separating the highest contestant, lead trainer leads the event with 90. We saw Bronnie Puttigan with 89. The rest of those competitors round out the top scores in the 87, 88 mark. So, boy, oh boy, it's going to be an exciting final. $6,500 to the eventual winner. So, folks, sit back, relax, and we'll enjoy the final of our ladies' Dash for Cash here at Willinga.
So what we're going to do now, we're just going to introduce in their draw order. These lovely ladies. Number one coming out. Number one will be Mackenzie Pryor riding Marangi Romeo's Child. Number 2, Lee Rogers, Dali Sweet Chili. Number 3, Lee Trainer, EBS Ronaldo. And number 4, Chrissy French with Cat Zaza. Number 5, Karen Gardner with Cahoots Not Happy Jan. And number 6 will be Karen Penny with Bib and Luke Vince. Number 7, Bryony Putticum with Destiny of Her Own. And number 8 will be Inga Jench with Mumbula Perch. Number 9, Nola Nicholson, Acres Jewel Delight. Number 10, Pierre Steers with Jewel Smart Cat. Number 11 will be Bonnie Hiscock and Mewburn Davy. Number 12, Chelsea Peacock and Condor. Number 13 will be Jay Charlton with More Spoonful. And number 14 will be Kerry Turner as Hingus. 15 will be Rebecca Buttsworth and Granny's Rocks. And number 16, Dania Shea with Federal Park Diva. 17 and final competitor, Catherine Hensberger with Bugaroo Cindy. They are your 17 finalists here this afternoon, all competing for the Palomino Jewels Dash for Cash trophy and prizes and cash. So congratulations, ladies. You have all made the final of that Dash for Cash. You needed to qualify here earlier this morning, and they are your 17 qualified riders here for this afternoon. So spectators, come on over and grab a seat. This should be a great event.
Well, it's certainly shaping up that way, Gavin, and you look down the names of the competitors, the horses that feature here in this event this afternoon, some very, very high-profile competitors. You look down the list of young guns coming through the competition, some young girls that are probably riding here for the first time in this particular final. And what it does, it gives them an opportunity of a lifetime to embrace the sport of camp drafting at a high level. And, of course, that winner's check, the one that we all come for, $6,500. A great gift to take home from this competition. The prize money pool is exceptional for our Dash for Cash here at Willinga for 2024.
I tell you what, Glenn, not only is it all about that cash and those trophies, but what an honour it would be to be standing out there in the middle of that arena there right now, knowing you're lined up with the top 17 ladies here that have competed in that ladies' dash for cash here this week, and with the opportunity, like we mentioned, to utilise the facilities here, the livestock and the surfaces, the whole kit and caboodle for the entire week here, Glenn.
Well, I think one of the amazing things that this sport continues to grow, continues to prosper and develop here in Australia is the fact that camp drafting is a unique Australian sport. But more importantly, it's a unique sport. The fact is that husbands and wives can load the same horses on the same trucks with their children. They can head off across Australia. You know, we've seen it here today from Western Australia, from Julia Creek, from Camberwell, from the Northern Territory. They converge here at Willinga and can compete under similar rules in their own categories in the ladies drafting, as we're seeing the Gold Buckle Championship. We've got the juvenile and junior camp drafting, and that's what embraces camp drafting Australia-wide. That's why this sport, the industry is growing, the prize money is increasing, the profile of the sport Australia-wide and recognition around the world, how good our Australian horsemen and horsewomen are. And we see it here at Willinga probably better than anywhere in Australia. The fact is, we saw so many full courses in that Gold Buckle semi-final round. Is the stats that the breeding of horses here in the country for this sport has just grown from leap and after leap, and it's good to see them here at Willinga. We wish all the very best to these 17 competitors, these 17 finalists. What an opportunity, folks, as we wish them, each and every one of them, the very best of luck. And, of course, may the highest score and best contestant win this event and take home that $6,500 winner's check.
And also, no stranger to this arena, Mr. Andrew Turvey. He'll be swinging, and he'll be swinging the whip. He'll be adjudicating this particular competition. Did the first round, the ladies' dash for cash. He'll be completing this through the final. And a big thank you to Andrew, not only for adjudicating this particular draft, but all the efforts that he does through to make this event happen. He's certainly one of the main team members here at the Willinga Park, but also at the Willinga Pastoral right throughout the country in all their other rural affairs. And just a couple of rules here for us as well, Glenn. We sometimes they're dash for cash, sometimes they're aggregated scores. So on this particular event, they are aggregate scores. So their score out of round number one will be added to their second score here in a moment. And that score, those two scores will then added together, and that will complete the final score. Their full 2-round scores. That this event will be finalised over a full 2-round score.
Well, the good thing is when you look at the scores that have qualified, we've got lead trainer leads the event with EB's Ronaldo with a score of 90. We've got an 89 for Bryony Puttigan. But from there on, there is absolutely nothing between the other 15 competitors. We're talking 88, 87-point scores. So that basically it basically nullifies the fact that you can come in from 15th in the draw, 15th in the competition with a good round and a 92 points score, as we saw earlier today. It is quite achievable to come from anywhere in this final list. So, folks, it's all about the best contestant taking it on, taking it to the front of the camp, of course, producing the run of the round, and that's what we look for in this event. Our first contestant getting warmed up and getting set to get underway.
So when we get some cows, we'll be underway. We will have competitor number 1, Mackenzie Pryor, running the nomination, or Willinga Park's nomination in Morangi's Romeo's Child. That's a Willinga Park nomination, is the first horse out. How fitting, Glenn?
Well, it certainly is. Mackenzie Pryor, a young lady that's been working here for as a volunteer, I must add, as so many other young people are, and it's a great way to learn your trade here at Willinga. They've been helping out in the behind the scenes, the coffees, the teas, the bites for all of our judges and officials, and this young lady's been helping out, as we've already mentioned, riding Morangi Romeo's Child. Willinga Park supporting the youth and the younger ones in our sport. It's great to see that. And she makes a home at Milton here on the south coast of New South Wales. She comes into this event trailing a few of our leaders. We'll keep those scores to ourselves at this point of time, but she's at number 1 on the top. She'll be followed by Lee Rogers, lead trainer 3, and Chrissy French. She'll be the 4th girl into the camp here this afternoon. Just a gentle reminder, we've also got coming up later on the Stallion Draft, the Stallion Jackpot Draft, and then at 6 o'clock tonight we've got that cutout competition. Well, as our first contestant shapes up to the gate and making a run for it, this is Mackenzie Pryor riding Morangi Romeo's Child. She's first out. It's a left-hand course. She's got a time limit of 40 seconds. And, of course, she's going to utilise that to the best of her opportunity. Now, she's looking to set a good start in this competition, let the other girls chase her throughout the course of the afternoon. And at this point of time, Morangi Romeo's Child is on track, first and second pegs. Certainly acceptable. Now she's got to work up to that gate. Remember to certainly nail it. We've got to get that gate, get the 4 points and a few extra horsework. And this young lady deserves the accolades she receives. Mackenzie Pryor from Milton here on the south coast, riding Willinga Park's nomination, Morangi Romeo's Child.
Well, first competitor out riding a Willinga Park horse was Mackenzie Pryor, scoring a 21 for cutout, a 61 for horsework, a 4-course points. Tell you what, an 86-point round straight up. Put it with an 86 out of round number 1, and that'll be a 172 points. 172-point 2-round score for Mackenzie Pryor. You are watching in on camp now. Competitor number 2, Lee Rogers, riding Darley Sweet Chili.
Well, Lee's another one from the south coast of New South Wales, residing in this region from Bega, riding Darley Sweet Chili. Well, now we've got a 172 on the board. That is 2 scores of 86, so it just goes to show, I do believe, as we saw in the semi-finals today, it's just going to be just as tough throughout the course of our Ladies Dash for Cash competition. It's going to be who is prepared to put a little more pressure on, who's prepared to take it right to the gate there. And, of course, our 3 judges will pay for their respect in this competition.
And once again, I know all weekend we've been talking about, or all week, sorry, excuse me, all week, this week, we've been talking about Wayne McDonald and the efforts that the partnership that he has done keeping this ground the way it is. And just a few little statistics there. There's been nearly 1,000 runs run over here in the last couple of days. And have a look at that surface outside there. 1,000 runs over this weather, and it's still looking pristine. So a big congratulations there to the Snow family and the maintenance crew led by Marker. Last competitor number 2, Lee Rogers, scoring a 15 points. 15, Lee. Put it with an 88 out of round number 1. That's a 2-round score of 103 points. And I tell you what, here is number 3, Lee Trainer, riding EB's Ronaldo.
Well, here's a young lady that had a great deal of success in that opening section. Lee comes here riding a new horse. They bought him over the last 12 months, is EB's Ronaldo. And, of course, husband Ben Trainer has been a great supporter if he's elected to stay home and do, of course, the farming up there in northwest New South Wales. And Lee Trainer respectfully scored a 90-point score in that opening round of the competition this morning. She led the first round. She would look to consolidate her place. She's going to need to certainly not just hold that back. She's going to need to once again come up with something very similar if she's going to be taking home that winner's check and the $6,500 in prize money. So Lee Trainer, she is number 3 into the camp at this point of time. Number 4 in will be Chrissy French. We've got number 5, Kieran Gardner, and number 6, Karen Penny. Not that far away. We are underway, and we are certainly keeping a focus on our leaders in this competition. At this stage, it is Mackenzie Pryor from Milton with a score of 172 at the top of our competition.
I'll tell you what, Glenn, you talk about family sports and you just mentioned about Ben being at home, running the farm and doing the tractor work at this time of the year out on that northwestern property. But Lee's brought Hannah down here as support, the daughter Hannah, and she's put a couple round over the weekend as well. So that just reinforces the fact of the of the sport and the family orientations we have throughout the entire sport. Unfortunately there, Lee, you're going to get a camp score of 21 points, but you put it with a 90 out of round number 1, and that'll be 111 points. In on camp, when the camp is clean, we will have competitor number 4, Chrissy French, riding the nomination in Cats Zaza.
Well, as she processes into the camp, she will quietly walk through that herd of cattle, identify, select, try and keep them as cool and as calm as she possibly can, and that's the whole idea of the concept, is to select that beast. Not to disturb the others too much, and when you've identified that beast, you'll get the signal from our judges. It's all time to go, which is Mr. Andrew Turvey, down from Wandoan, keeping a very, very close eye on these young ladies. This young lady, Chrissy, makes a home in Nimitabel. Cat Zaza is the little horse that she rides in this round of our competition. And, of course, she will be looking to try and cut a steer off nice and clean. And, of course, the cleaner, the smoother that cut out in camp is, it's a good start to the whole process in the sport of camp drafting. A time of 40 seconds. We have a camp score in this event of 26 for cutout, 4 for course. And our judge, Andrew Turvey, has a mark of 70 points to allocate to horse work with both horse and rider. Looks like the process has begun for Chrissy French, and our contestant joining us here from Nimitabel this afternoon. Slight showers are starting to lean down on us here at Willinga, but it's not going to hinder in any way, shape or form the competition. The surface is absolutely superb, and boy, these girls are going to put it to them. Time it is.
Last competitor, Chrissy French with Cat Zaza, scoring a 22 for cutout, 45 for horsework, another 3 course points. That's a 70-point round. Put it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that'll be a 158, 158.2 round score for Chrissy French and Cat Zaza. Competitor number 5 now, Karen Gardner, riding the nomination in Cahoots Not Happy Jan.
Well, this little horse has been nominated here this afternoon by the SKG Performance Horses. Kieran makes her home down at Cootarantra. And, of course, Cahoots Not Happy Jan has taken that steer to the front of the camp. It's all about trying to progress from that first round. Still our leader in the competition, 172, is young Mackenzie Pryor. First out on Morangi, Romeo's Child. 17 competitors, 17 in this round of our competition. Well, we've navigated that first peg nicely. Crossover, ease that horse back. It's around to the right-hand peg at this stage. Keep him on track. Keep him heading down towards that gate area. And, of course, keeping your eye on that gate, the angles that you've got to process the job at. Ensure you get that 4 points. Looking pretty good, man. She's nailed it. She got it done. That's Kieran Gardner with Cahoots Not Happy Jan. Little horse that she rides, representing the SKG Performance Horses.
Karen Gardner and Cahoots Not Happy Jan, scoring a 21 for cutout, 59 for horsework, another 4 course points. That'll be an 84-point round. 84 points, put it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that will tie up that leader place with Mackenzie Pryor with a 172. 172 points for Karen Gardner's Cahoots Not Happy Jan. The last competitor number 6, Karen Penny with Bibbin Luke Vince, scoring a further 21 points. Put it with an 87 out of round number 1, and that will be a 108. It'll be 108 points for Karen Penny with Bibbin Luke Vince. You are watching now the competitor number 7, Bryony Puddicombe with A Destiny of Her Own.
Well, this is one of Peter Shakespeare's nomination. Peter's been a great supporter in the equine industry Australia-wide. Everyone, of course, knows Shakey. He's been a great supporter in the cutting horse industry for many years with horses bred in the purple. Now he has branched out into the sport of camp drafting and got a great rider on his little horse called Destiny of Her Own, Bryony Puddicombe. Bryony and Peter make their home in Nebo. Travel down here pretty much each and every year that I've been a part of it for the last 6 seasons. And, of course, she would like to progress up that ladder just a little further. She's a former winner of this competition. She was a place getter in the Ringers Western Wear Gold Buckle Championship camp drafting years gone by. Okay, Bryony's gone to the front of the camp. It's game day. It's time to stand up, be counted, put a little pressure on that gate, and, of course, show Andrew Turvey, our official on call here this afternoon, that you're prepared to give it all in this ladies' dash for cash. And Bryony, she is underway. Well, she's shaving the paint off that first peg. It's all about crossing over, keeping this little steer running freely around that second, nice and tight. Progressing nicely as she's made it 2 for 2 at this stage now. The real hard work begins. It's about lining that steer up, getting the right angles, a little pressure, not too early, not too late, and she's done it. That's Bryony Puddicombe on Peter Shakespeare's little horse called Destiny of Her Own. Well, this will be interesting. She was one of the high mark scores in the opening round of our competition earlier today.
And I tell you what, Destiny of Her Own and Bryony Puddicombe with Destiny of Her Own, scoring a 22-point cutout, 64 for horsework, 4 course points. That is a 90-point round. Put it with an 89, had a round number 1, and that's a brand new leader with a 179. 179 points for Bryony Puddicombe with Destiny of Her Own. In on camp now, competitor number 8, Inga Jensch with a Mambula Perch.
Well, this is a little horse nominated by Seamiles Equine. And, of course, Inga is another competitor that comes into the finals. Only a couple of points off the leaders, and she realises that now we've got Bryony with that good score of 179. The rest of these girls are going to have to push forward. They're going to really have to make a big effort as if they want to take that big share of the $6,500 in prize money that will be paid out at the conclusion of this event here this afternoon. We're on track. We're on course for Inga with Mumbula Perch. Well, it looks like it's going to be a camp score. The whips crack in the background for the young Bega contestant. And we'll have a camp score through shortly.
We've got a camp score of 20 points for Inga Yanch, and Mumbula Perch, 20 points. You put it with an 88 out of round number 1, that'll be a 108. 2-round score for Inga Yanch. In on camp now, competitor number 9, Nola Nicholson, riding the nomination in Acres, Jewel Delight.
Well, this is a family partnership. Her husband, Ron, owns this horse, nominates him. They make their home at Noundock in a beautiful part of Australia, up in the high mountains above Tamworth. And, of course, have been long-time supporters as long as I can remember. They've competed in camp drafting. Nola for many, many years has contested the lady drafts all around the northwest of New South Wales, up and down the east coast of Australia. And she will be doing her best on Acres Jewel Delight here this afternoon. Okay, we're off into the main arena, and of course, Nola has now got her job ahead of her. Nola Nicholson on that little horse, just trying to keep him on track, and of course, that steer got to get him back inside that first peg. We will wait for the judges' call. That whip cracks in the background for Nola, and that'll be a no score, I should say, a camp score only for Acres Jewel Delight and Nola Nicholson.
Yeah, unfortunately, that cow just running the wrong side of that first peg there, Glenn. 20 points, though. You get a 20 point for the cutout. I put it with an 87 out of round number 1. That'll be a 107. 107 point, 2-round score for Nola Nicholson. Righto, in on camp now we have competitor number 10, Pierre Steers with a Dual Smart Cat.
Well, yeah, this is certainly a family horse once again. Dual Smart Cat, husband Dan and Peter make their home at Katingle, just on the outskirts of Tamworth. Of course, Dan has been working here on our webcast side, and as far as the interviews throughout the course of the last 2 or 3 days, has played a big and integral part of our Willinga presentation online. And let's see what Peter can do here in this round of our ladies competition. Okay, we're out on the main field. It's time to push that go button, and boy, oh boy, she's learning to do so quickly. A real nice free run and steer at this point of time. Peter on Dual Smart Cat has opted to take that left-hand peg. She's around to the right. She's pushing hard, and this steer's bending with her, cooperating with her all the way at the first and second pegs. Now it's about lining up for that gate, getting the right angles, making sure that you can bend him in time, pick up that 4 points, a few extra for horsework. Well, I tell you what, she's doing a mighty fine job there, Dan. I tell you what, we might keep her in the saddle and continue to run her in those drafts because she's doing a very, very good job. That's Peter Steers and a Dual Smart Cat from Katingle in northern New South Wales.
Pierre Steers with Dual Smart Cat, scoring a 21 for cutout, 62 points for horsework, another 4 course points. That'll be an 87-point round. Put it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that is a 175. 175 2-round score for Pierre Steers with Dual Smart Cat. In on camp now, watching competitor number 11 selecting their cow. Well, we will have Bonnie Hiscock with Newburn Davy.
Well, they're 175 for Pierre Steers, puts her into second place. Second place just behind Bronnie Puttican, leading the overall event with a 179 with destiny of her own. Let's move down to number 11, Bonnie Hiscock. Mayborn Davy makes a home in Maffra. And as you've seen already, knowing full well that we've got some big scores on the board, she's not going to hold back. She's not going to be hesitant. It's all about coming first and riding for the cash on offer here this afternoon at Willinga. And boy, she is demonstrating that skill here this afternoon. Bonnie Hiscock it is. We are watching. Pedals down, throttles open, and we are giving all first and second pegs. Coming hard and fast, boy. Nice out of that second peg, lining up. Once again, the program begins. Sliding in. Oh dear, just took that button down a little too quick, unfortunately. Time.
Bonnie Hiscock with Newburn Davies scoring a 22 for cutout, 54 for horsework, another 3 course points. That'll be a 79-point round. 79 and an 86 out of round number 1. That's a 2-round score of 165. 165 points for Bonnie Hiscock. You're watching In on Camp now, competitor number 12, Chelsea Peacock with Condor.
Well, Chelsea makes a home out in the western part of New South Wales on the outskirts of Dubbo. And, of course, that's good to see her progressing through into the ladies' competition these days. I've known the family for many, many years out there in the northwest of New South Wales. And she'll be looking to go further here this weekend. Condor, the little horse that she's riding, and boy, plenty of a cow on him, and she's not going to hold back at this point of time. Well, she's out and about. She's certainly riding forward, doing a good job. Strong run and steer. Just got to ease back, get around that first peg. It's making life a little difficult for her. She's put the brakes on. Chelsea Peacock with Condor, representing the Peacock family from Dubbo. She will take a camp score in this roundabout competition.
And it's a nice camp score as well. It is a 23. Unfortunately, no further points. You put it with an 87 out of round number 1, and that will be a 110. 110, 2-round score for Chelsea Peacock. In on camp now, competitor number 13. Only about 5 competitors left here in this particular event this afternoon. Jay Charlton, riding More Spoonful.
Well, this is Peter and Carolyn Durnan's nomination. Jay Charlton, More Spoonful. She makes a home down in Deniliquin on the New South Wales Victorian border, and she will put a little pressure on her. She brings him up towards that gates. Really trying to put some presence into this run. Appeal to our judge, Andrew Turvey, that she's got things under total control. Let's see what we can do outside. Hard run, a little steer, but the ground conditions are good. Little horse is going to be equal to it. We've just got to ease back, get inside that first peg, and it's accommodated her here so far. We've got to push hard, and whips cracking that background. Unfortunately, Andrew Turvey not satisfied that we will have a camp score only for More Spoonful and Jay Charlton.
Here, Jay Charlton scoring a 22-point cutout. Once again, put it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that'll be a 110. 2-round score, 110 points for Jay Charlton. In on camp now, competitor 14, Kerry Turner with Hingis.
Well, this little horse was nominated by Rowan Marks. She makes a home in Charlwood these days. Kerry's young lady that started her career many years ago, was up around Richmond, Charters Towers region in far north Queensland. I met her in her younger days, competed very regular on the campdrafting sport, and then transpired into the sport of campdrafting and has been a very, very popular figure for many, many years in this sport. A former winner of some of the biggest drafts and lady competitions, including at Warwick and many of those events in Western Queensland. Fortunately today, this afternoon, Kerry Turner will take a camp score and a camp score only.
Kerry Turner and Hingis scoring a further 22 points. Put it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that'll be a 110 as well. 110-point, 2-round score for Kerry Turner's Hingis. In on camp now, competitor number 15, Rebecca Buttsworth with Granny's Rocks.
Well, the attention moves on to our next contestant, Rebecca Buttsworth, Granny's Rocks. This is a nomination, John Farnham's little horse. This one is Granny's Rocks. These days, Rebecca makes a home at Kingaroy. Her husband, Mark Buttsworth, will be a prominent figure here tomorrow in the finals of our camp drafting competition. And, of course, Rebecca, once again, following on in this unique tradition. Good little horse, and she's working pretty hard to get him out around there, gets him bent around that first peg. Now we've got things underway and under control. Push him over. Now we've got to do that crossover period and push hard. Well, unfortunately, just beats it around the corner there. and that'll be a camp score for Rebecca Buttsworth with Granny's Rocks.
Granny's Rocks and Rebecca Buttsworth scoring a 23-point yard. 23 points for the cutout. Put it with an 88 out of round number 1. That'll be a 111. 111 points for 2-round score for Rebecca Buttsworth. Competitor number 16 now. Dana Shea with Federal Park Diva.
Okay, getting set to go with Dana and Federal Park Diva as she processes. She's one of our junior competitors. Will possibly ride into the juvenile junior draft. It'll also be staged here tomorrow morning. Just waiting for that beast to be cleared. We'll get the all clear from our official judge here this afternoon, that being Mr. Andrew Turvey. When he gives the thumbs up, the all clear, we'll see our next contestant, Dana Shea. Makes a home here on the south coast of New South Wales, a beautiful, picturesque part of the world down at Milton. And Federal Park Diva is the horse that she will be competing on. We're chasing the leaders. We're chasing Bronnie Puttigan, leading our competition with a score of 179. Pia Steers from Katingle sits second with a score of 175. And then we're back to a couple on 172. Kieran Gardner and we have Mackenzie Pryor, both on 172. Rounding out the top 4 in the competition thus far here this afternoon. Well, after a little hiccup in that camp, we've got her on track, on course, trying to push and bend around that first peg, easing in. Crossover around that second peg. We're now working to bring him around. Remember, we've only got 40 seconds with which to perform this. Our whip does crack in the background, unfortunately. That will appear to be a camp score and a camp score only.
And Dana Shea scoring a 15 points, 15 for the cutout. Put it with an 86 at round number 1, and that will be a 101. 2-round score, 101 points for Dana Shea. In on camp now, we will have final competitor, Catherine Hensberger with Budgaroo Cindy.
Well, Catherine nominated this little horse by herself, Budgaroo Cindy. Make their home these days in Dumbalk North. She is the only contestant we have remaining in this top 17 that can take that lead away from our current leader, that being Bronnie Puttigan, riding Destiny of Her Own, leads the event with a 179. Okay, after a slight hold up there, we've got her back on track. Good hard running little steer that she's drawn in this round. Catherine Hensberger is certainly going to give her opportunity all she can around that first peg. Now pushing more pressure on. There's plenty of pace on. She's not going to be beaten for time at this point of time. She rolls out, straightens up, lines up towards that gate area. We've got to get that angle right. We've got to push a little tight into that corner, and we've got him. It's a 4-point course on that occasion for Catherine Hensberger, riding Budgaroo Cindy as our final contestant, number 17 in the Ladies Dash for Cash Championship round.
So that final competitor number 17, Catherine Hensberger with Budgaroo Cindy, scoring a 14 for cutout, 62 for horsework, another 4 course points. That an 80-point round. We'll do it with an 88 out of round number 1, and that's a 168. It'll be 168 points. So if you give us just a moment, we'll get you some official winners and place getters of that particular event, and then we'll go on with the presentation for that out here in the main arena here in just a moment. But taking out the blue ribbon And those trophies, the ribbon, the garland, the trophy there from Palomino Jewels was Bryony Puddicombe with Destiny of Her Own with a 179. 179 over 2 rounds was a 179. Bryony Puddicombe, Destiny of Her Own. Hanging out the red ribbon will be Pia Steers with Jewel Smart Cat with a 175. So equal third place, both with a 172 points. It was Mackenzie Pryor with Morangi Romeo's Child, the Willinga Park horse, and Karen Gardner's Cahoots Not Happy Jan, both having a 172. And equal fifth place, Catherine Hensberger with Budgeroo's Cindy with a 168. Sixth place goes to Bonnie Hiscox, Mewburn Davy with a 165. Seventh, Chrissy French with Cat Zaza with a 158. An equal eighth place goes to Lee Trainers, EB's Ronaldo, and Rebecca Buttsworth's Granny's Rocks with a 111. And 10th place goes to Kerry Turner's Hingis with a 110. Equal 10th place, there's a few there with a 110. Kerry Turner's Hingis, Chelsea Peacock's Condor, Jay Shelton's More Spoonful, all on 110 points. So they're your winners from place getters, your first 10 place getters here, ladies and gentlemen, for your Willinga Park Palomino Jewels Ladies Dash for Cash. We'll do a presentation for that in just a moment out in the main arena. So winners and place getters of that Palomino Jewels Willinga Park Dash for Cash. We will do that presentation so that those ladies that took out the money and the prizes, Bryony Puddicombe with Destiny of Her Own taking out first place with a 179. Pia Steers, Jewel Smart Cat with a 175 in second place. Mackenzie Pryor with Morangi Romeo's Child with a 172. Karen Gardner, Cahoots Not Happy Jan also with a 172 taking out the third place. Fifth place, Catherine Hensberger with Budgeroo's Cindy with a 168, and sixth place goes to Bonnie Hiscox, Mewburn Davy with a 165. Seventh place will Chrissy French and Cat Zazara, and eighth place, equal eighth, is Lee Trainers, EBS Ronaldo with a 111, and Rebecca Buttsworth, Granny's Rocks also with a 111, and equal 10th place goes to Kerry Turner with Hingis, Chelsea Peacock and Condor, and Jay Shelton with More Spoonful, all with a 110. So those lady competitors, we will be with you in just a moment. We'll come down and do that presentation down the front of the arena. So if we could please have David Ben, the director from Palomino Jewels, if we could have you down the front there, my friend, fairly shortly, along with Nadine Young, the events manager here at Willinga Park, to do that presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, won't be too long now. We've got our presentation of that Ladies Dash for Cash for the finalist ceremony. And once that has been concluded, we'll be pretty much underway with the stallion draft. That is always a big part of our program here this afternoon. It was an introduction of the time that we have spared. The stallion draft, some 32 or 4 competitors will face our judges in the stallion draft. We'll come back at the conclusion of that presentation. At 6 o'clock tonight is when we have the cutout final. I think there's 12 finalists in that particular event. That's for the cutout final. We had the qualifying round last night. And then at the conclusion of that presentation, the cutout, we will have, of course, live music tonight over at the Swamp Kitchen Bar and Food area. And, of course, Felicity Dowd will be playing 2 45-minute sets. It will be the start of our party mode here at Willinga. Of course, tomorrow morning, it is an early start at 8:30 with the junior draft. And then, of course, 9:45, we come back with the juvenile. We'll work the arena. We've got some motocross, airtime FMX motocross bikes. And then, of course, at around about 1:15 to 1:30, we've got the Gold Buckle opening and ceremony for our Championship Gold Buckle Western Ringers Wear Grand Final for 2024. So that's how it unfolds throughout the course of tomorrow. At the conclusion of that, we have the presentation. 4 o'clock, we have got a State of Origin draft, 4 to 5. And always something plenty to do. But the State of Orange is always a great fun way to wrap up this 4 days of competition here at Willinga. Always exciting. The Queensland, New South Wales, Victorian teams go head-to-head in the State of Origin series. Great way to wind up that championship. Well, folks, we're only moments away. Of course, enjoy this presentation opportunity. Full accolades here this afternoon. Bronnie Puddicombe riding Destiny of Her Own. I know Peter Shakespeare would be very, very happy and proud of his horse. Of course, winning that event with 179 from young contestant Peter Steers from Katingle riding Dual Smart Cat 175. They will take the biggest share of our prize money in the competition of our Ladies Dash for Cash here this weekend. So, folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the conditions here at Willinga. We've got plenty more to see here as the afternoon unfolds. And our next event coming forward will be at the conclusion of this presentation will be that stallion draft.
So once again, a big thank you right throughout this week. We've enjoyed the fruits and the spectacle of some of Australia's finest horses and finest horse men and women. But that last event, very, very kind. We saw some fantastic camp drafting, and like we mentioned there before, the horses involved in there, not only with the ladies riding them, they can be ridden by the kids and by the whole family. You'll see some of those horses back here again this afternoon in other events. So a big congratulations to Willinga Park for putting on such an event. And also a big thank you to Palomino Jewels, who's partnered with us on that particular event. But just before we go ahead with the presentation here this afternoon, I'd like to introduce you to Nadine Young. Nadine Young is the events manager here at Willinga Park. So all of you that have been riding here or just enjoying the facilities here at Willinga Park. Nadine Young, she is the one that we thank. So we asked Nadine to come forward and do the presentation for that Dash for Cash for the ladies. And also we'd like to introduce to you the director of Palomino Jewels, who has very much kindly sponsored and partnered here for that event with a trophy here, Mr. David Ben, the director there as well. So thank you very much, David, for coming forward. We were going to do the presentation in just a moment. I think we're all but ready to ask the ladies to come forward if they're ready to come on in. So a big congratulations, ladies, for the winners and place getters of that particular event. Number one, first out, Bryony Puddicombe, Destiny of Her Own, riding Peter Shakespeare's horse, scoring a 179 over 2 round scores. So, Bridie, if you can come forward. Congratulations, Bryony. 2 round score of a 179. So Bryony will take home a $6,500 cheque that'll get presented here in just a moment. Coming in at second place was Pia Steers with a 175. On her nomination, or Dan's nomination, in Jewel Smart Cat. And then we had an equal third and fourth place getters. Karen Gardner riding the nomination on behalf of SKG Performance Horses with Cahoots Not Happy Jan and Mackenzie Pryor with Moranjay Romeo's Child. Of course, the Willinga Park nomination. So congratulations there. Both of them coming in with a 172 point even score. Fifth place goes to Catherine Hensberger with Budgaroo Cindy with a 168 points over the 2 rounds. Sixth place will be Bonnie Hiscock, Mewburn Davy with a 165. Seventh place will go to Chrissy French with Cat Zaza. Congratulations. And then we had a couple on equal 8th and 9th place. Rebecca Buttsworth with Granny's Rocks. John Farnham's nomination there in Granny's Rocks. Rebecca Buttsworth aboard. And Lee Trainer, EBS Ronaldo. Both scoring a 111 points. Big congratulations to both parties. And then we had 3 particular parties, all equaled 10th place. Jay Charlton with More Spoonful on account of Peter and Carolyn Doonan. Chelsea Peacock with Condor. And Kerry Turner with Hingis. All with a 110 points. So congratulations, winners and place getters. And as we mentioned there before, some of the prizes and the prize, the buckles and prize money here from on behalf of Palomino Jewels and Willinga Park are very substantial. That we do present. Andrew Turvey's going to present the garland to Bryony Puddicombe with a Destiny of Her Own. And Nadine will present that magnificent trophy along with a $6,500 cheque. The cheque, the trophy coming from Palomino Jewels. And if you get the opportunity, you want to go and see Bryony because it's an amazing trophy there. 18 carat solid white and rose gold pendant in the form of a Hereford steer, as we've just been witnessing, set on the 45 centimetre fine 18 carat solid white gold trace link chain. I tell you what, the Hereford set, and we got an opportunity there to have a little bit of a look at it. We got a little bit of a look at it there before, and it's got those brilliant cut black diamond eyes as well. It was particularly, this pendant was entirely designed and made here exclusively for this particular event by the Palomino Jewels, and we had David Ben here as the director. And as we all have been mentioning right throughout the whole event here, we do very much treasure all our partners here and the partners in Pilates here for this particular event. So thank you very much. And if you ever get the opportunity and you walk around here, all these sponsors, the Pilates, have representatives here. So you're more than welcome to go up and say good day and make yourself known. And as we mentioned there before, Bryony may need an extra horse to cart some of these out. She will be receiving the buckle, the ribbon, the garland, the rug, the pendant, and a big fat cheque of $6,500 in cash. So congratulations, all the winners and place getters. And a big thank you to Palomino Jewels, Willinga Park and Pilates. So just while they're doing the photos there, would also like to thank Jeanette and Terry Snow. As we know, it doesn't go unnoticed the amount of time and effort and energy it goes into to making an event like this happen, and to be able to do it in the conditions we are right at this point in time, it is no mean feat. So a big thank you there to the Snow family and all involved, and a big thank you to Andrew Turvey for adjudicating that particular draft. Once again, it's always a thankless job being the judge, but a big thank you. Andrew got it and got it right, as we suggest. So as Bryony leads them out, we'll just run through them one more time with a 179 points. The winner of that ladies' shootout was Bryony Puddicombe with a Destiny of Her Own. Second place, Pia Steers with Jules Smart Cat. Third and fourth place, Karen Gardner, Cahoots, Not Happy Jan. Mackenzie Pryor with Romeo's Child. Fifth place, Karen Hensberger with Bunjaroo Cindy. Sixth place, Bonnie Hiscock, Newburn Davy. Seventh place, Chrissy French with Kat Zaza. And eighth and ninth, Rebecca Buttsworth and Lee Trainer, EBS Ronaldo. And equal 10th place, Jay Shelton, More Spoonful, Chelsea Peacock's Condor, and Kerry Turner's Hingis. They are your winners and place getters here of the Ladies Dash for Cash 2024 at Willinga Park. Congratulations.
Well, thanks very much, Gavin. And yes, what an amazing competition. And it's certainly a credit to the young ladies that perform here this weekend in our Dash for Cash. Congratulations, Bronny. Her name seems to rise to the top when it comes to championship events and big events like we do here at Willinga. So congratulations, another fine win in that round of our Ladies Dash for Cash. Well, folks, we're not that far away. We're going to bounce straight pretty much into the Stallion Draft. Of course, that will be our next event here this afternoon. We've got the 30-odd competitors in that Stallion Draft and the presentation. And then later on tonight, we'll take a short break and be back at 6 o'clock with the cut-out final. That'll be the order of the process throughout the course of the evening. And don't forget, over at the Over at the Swamp Kitchen and Bar area, it's around about 7 o'clock tonight, I do believe. We've got two 45-minute sets with our country music star, Felicity Dowd, who will be performing for everyone here at Willinga. So, folks, sit back, wind down, get set, and we'll be underway not that far off with our next event coming your way here at Willinga, and that indeed will be our Jackpot Stallion Draft.